Temporary foreign workers who arrived in the province this spring to plant our fields and keep our agriculture sector strong have been hit hard by COVID 19. It's shone a light on that part of farming as never before. Mary Baxter covers the southwestern part of the province for our Ontario hubs, and she joins us now from London for an update. Welcome to the show, Mary.
Hi, Diane. It's good to be here.
Now, Premier Doug Ford announced earlier this week that Essex County, would join the rest of the province in stage two, except for Kingsville and Leamington. A lot of that has to do with migrant workers there working in farms and in greenhouses. What's going on there right now?
Well, there's been a number of outbreaks of COVID-19 in a lot of the migrant worker communities. We've seen it definitely in Essex County and in these two municipalities. We've also seen it in Norfolk County. And we're talking large numbers of people, in some cases well over 100 people getting sick with it. In Essex County, we've seen actually two workers die from COVID-19. Another worker in Norfolk County as well.
I want to pick up on that. Your article for TVO.org highlighted one man's story who died of COVID 19 this month. He was only in Ontario for about 3 months. Can you tell us his story and about him?
Rogelio Munoz Santos was his name. Some accounts have his age when he died was 22. Others have it at 24. We know he's in his early 20s. He actually came to Canada on a tourist as a tourist and was legally here as a tourist. It was not legal for him to work here, but he was recruited to work in Leamington and lived in a house with nearly 30 other men. The house was just terrible in terms of it didn't have a proper kitchen facility. There were only a couple of toilets for all of the men to use. One of those toilets didn't work. The pay had all sorts of surprising deductions in terms of living and food and transport. The workers complained. They were moved to a local motel where he actually roomed with three other men, and there were just two double beds for them all in that room. Of the men, with all of these crowded circumstances, they all got sick. He got particularly sick. Their employers, which was the contractor temp agency, didn't tell them or convey to them any precautions they should take in terms of social distancing. They talked about COVID-19 as being just something that was, a mild seasonal sort of thing. These guys, when they got sick, they were out in the community. They visited a laundromat, for instance. They went to the drugstore. But when he got sicker and sicker, and another worker was also fairly ill, they went into the local hospital. The hospital kept Rogelio. The other worker was sent back to the motel. And then, as we know, Rogelio died soon after that.
I think one thing that your article highlighted, which was very important, I think a lot of people don't know, is farmers don't always have the responsibility for migrant workers, right?
That is right. Surprisingly, but I with a number of workers do come in quite legally within Canada. They have permits that they have to obtain. Those permits are often tied to a particular employer. What can happen, though, is that the worker leaves that place of employment because of persistent problems, and they want to find other work. When they do that, the terms of their permit are no longer in effect, and they become something that is known as undocumented. And then they can often fall prey to temporary agencies who then hire them, know their circumstances, and pay them inadequate wages, put them into terrible living conditions. But these agencies are also employing these people. They're the ones that are supposed to be responsible for them. And for others who might, like Rogelio did, come into Canada and who was not allowed to work here, but came in through another means.
Now, this situation has also highlighted the need for reform. What are advocacy agencies calling for?
They want to see some big reforms happen. One of the big things is that they want to see an open work permit be issued to all foreign workers who come into Canada. They would also like to see something like that immediately extended in a manner similar to what Portugal has done, so that even undocumented workers would be able to obtain that kind of permit and access to our healthcare system. The other big thing that they want to see is regulation, of course, of these agencies. Manitoba has such regulations in place. British Columbia has those regulations in place. Ontario does make it illegal for recruiters to charge a fee to people who want to come to Canada, but it doesn't regulate at this point in time. It doesn't regulate these agencies.
Mary, I want to thank you so much. Of course, a story the whole province will be watching in the Windsor, Essex County area. Thank you so much. That's Mary Baxter, our Southwestern Ontario Hub journalist. Thank you again.
Thanks, Jan. Great to be here.
The Agenda with Steve Paikin is brought to you by the Chartered Professional Accountants of Ontario. CPA Ontario is a regulator, an educator, a thought leader, and an advocate. We protect the public. We advance our profession. We guide our CPAs. We are CPA Ontario. And by viewers like you. Thank you.